Haven't showed Trouser in a bit. He's getting excited for his mouse. Let him have it real quick. Get it. There you go. Oh yeah. What's going on, guys? So yesterday I planned on taking the MR2 to the track, but unfortunately with how the weather's been this last week, it did get rained out, so we were not able to go. And yeah, pretty much all this last week has just been really cold and wet outside, so we haven't been able to take the cars out too much. But I do plan on trying to get a better time in the MR2. So if you guys remember, I snapped this shift linkage, or didn't really snap it, but it kind of like broke right there pretty bad. Pretty much made it impossible to get into gear, and that is because the shift linkage had to take a really hard 90-degree turn to get to the little shift bracket that I made. So it's kind of hard to see because I don't have a light right now, but it was this cable right here on the left, I believe, and it comes out of the car and then just takes like a really hard turn into that little shift bracket. And I think it had so much stress on that turn right there that after shifting over time, it finally like broke through where that 90-degree turn was. And what I did to kind of help with that is I just took the gas neck out of there. So that normally went right in there where you'd fill up your gas, but now that I have the fuel cell in the front, don't need that no more. But that gas neck ran like right along this back part right here, which I guess you would call the firewall in this car, even though it's in the back. But that ran right along the firewall right here. And then the shift cable had to go like around that gas tube and then 90 into the shift bracket. But now without that tube there, it has a little more room to get to the shift bracket a little more smoothly. So hopefully that will not break as fast. But I do have a new shift cable on there now, and I actually did go driving around. It shifts great, but I did have to cut the end off the previous one because I needed to use it on my shifter assembly, because the only shifter cable I could find didn't have the right end on it right here. So I ended up cutting that one off and then welding on my old one, and then I had to also like get it the right length, but it's all good now. It goes into gear great. So yeah, and I think also later today I might try to put the battery behind the passenger seat and finally get rid of the ghetto wiring. I was gonna put it right back here because if you guys remember about that, I said this is gonna be a temporary solution, but it has been a very long temporary solution. So I need to get that battery relocated as well. But for right now, I'm going to be heading up to a local indoor skate park with my buddy Nick on his BMX bike, and I'm gonna be taking my scooter, for those of you who didn't know that I ride a scooter. So I don't do too many skate park videos, oh shit, but I try to add them in every now and then, because I mean, I figured some of you guys like to watch it, but I know it's not really the main like subject of the channel. It's not really car related, but I figured it'd be a good day since there's really nothing else going on because it's so shitty out. So yeah, we're gonna go to the skate park real quick, and then I might come back and do some work on the MR2 later on. All right, so we just got here. There's not too many people right now, which is what we like, so we have time to actually like ride everything. Nick's super excited because he just got tail whips finally. Yeah. He's been trying those forever. I'll get a video of you doing one real quick. They're sick. You got him over this whole resi. You've never even learned them like small. You just went big, yeah, like straight off the bat. Never been able to do them before. Like literally just landed his first one today. Yeah. So sick. So I'll get a video of him doing that real quick. Oh. Dude, you do those so big. Like you're clearing the whole resi. Dude, it's so like sick. That's gnarly. That's so sweet.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah.
So Nick's feeling confident enough to take it straight to the wood with maybe like 5 attempts on the resi. Oh. Oh. You good? Yeah, I'm good. I got on your Snapchat too. Oh, dude. Slamming. Are you gonna keep trying?
Yeah, I wanna get it.
Oh. Oh, you good? Shit. That one was bad. The commitment though. You done for now? That one looks painful.
Yeah.
Yo! Hell yeah.
Yeah. About to take it to the resi. Send some flares.
So scary.
You got it.
So the skate park we're at just got this like half pipe resi right here, and that's like to learn tricks like air out onto it. And I'm really wanting to try to learn a flare. That's what I just did into the foam pit right here, but it's really scary. Here, watch, this guy's gonna do one right here. Like that on the bike is kind of far away, but pretty much it's a backflip 180 on the quarter pipe. And I think I'm gonna send one real quick here. You might do another. Oh yeah, there it is. That's a flare just like that. So it's a really scary trick. I'm honestly really nervous to do it. Nick was gonna try it with me, but he just blew out his ankle in the foam pit. So he was practicing the flares too, and he took his foot off the bike and like his ankle got caught all awkward and it popped it out, and now it's all swollen. So yeah, he's done for a while. So he's just gonna film me try a flare. Oh. That does not make me want to do it.
You better freaking send it.
I will. Just give me a minute.
You better send a flare. Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, a little higher, you got it, dude. That was almost first try.
Yeah, that was almost first try.
Dude, you got it though, man. That's a third try.
Get it. Yeah. That was it.
So close.
That's sick. How I do stuff.
I bet.
Yeah. There you go.
Yes. Hell yeah.
That was sick.
Another trick off the kick.
True that. That was clean. You did that good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, just got back. Got Nick's bike dropped off. Hopefully your ankle will heal. That kind of sucks. But we got his tail whips in, and I got flares, so I'm happy. It was a good day. Till next time.
Have a good one.
You too. All right, guys, so I got back from the skate park a couple hours ago, and right now I'm working on getting the battery moved to behind the passenger seat in the MR2. So as you guys know, or if you don't know, I had it right up here on the floor on the passenger side because this was the positive coming from the engine bay, and I was able just to run it through the firewall or whatever right into the passenger footwell, and then just kind of put the battery on the ground and have it working right here. And then I just had it grounded to some bolt like right back there, but it was always getting in the way, especially when I had people in the car. So I do want to get it moved to the back behind the passenger seat, and I also had alligator clips kind of holding everything together. So I kind of want to try to clean that up a little bit. So this right here is the positive, and this cable runs up through here and along the center. It is actually this wire right there. So I'm going to be cutting it probably about somewhere in this area, and then I'll be putting a new connector on the end of it, and then I'll be able to just clamp that onto the positive right there. And then for right now I have the ground. These alligator clips are just charging the battery, by the way, right now too. And right now I just have the ground grounded to this like body mount right here. I'm not sure what it's for. It kind of holds this little bracket that has a strap going to it. I think these are for the T-tops when you want to put them behind the seats. This little strap kind of holds them in place. So I took the bolt out of that, and I have it grounded right there for now. and I may change that later on, but for now it's a really nice spot, so I'll have the ground going right there. And then I just got to cut the positive and get it ran to that one right there, and then that one will be set. And then there's also another one I have to take into consideration. It's gonna be too hard to see right now because I don't have a light, but if I go to the front of the car, there's also this other positive that I need to hook up. So this one right here also needs to go to the positive on the battery, and I'm not sure exactly what this controls, but all the interior lights and stuff like that come on when this is plugged in, and I don't think the car really runs right without this positive hooked up. So all I know is I need that one as well, and it looks like it's 10 gauge wire, and I just so happen to have some 10 gauge from the shopping go-kart, but unfortunately it is like literally like 5 inches too short, the leftover wire I had. So I was just going to cut this right here and solder the new wire on and run that back to the positive and just run it through the center console. But I'm gonna have to wait till tomorrow to get a new wire. And it was nice because this one was red, so then I would know it's positive in the car. I think I do have a black one somewhere, a black 10 gauge somewhere in my mess of wiring, but I would rather get another red wire, and I can just wait till tomorrow to do that. But I am going to get the main power wire cut and then ran to the positive, and then I guess just for right now I will be using the alligator clips just to connect that one other positive to the battery so I can at least pull it back out of the garage. But yeah, I'm gonna get to it right now. So I'm gonna start by cutting this wire right here and then fitting this connector on the end of it. I'll probably change it later because this one's made for a much smaller gauge wire, but for now it will work fine. I'll run to the auto parts store tomorrow and get a new one of these, and then also some more 10 gauge red wire for that other positive. But yeah, gonna get that cut and gonna get it ran to the battery in the back. All right, so slight change of plans. So instead of cutting that positive cable, I was able to just pull it all the way through, and I just have it hooked to the battery right now, and it's just kind of all looped behind the seat. I will get this wire cut tomorrow once I get some new battery connectors from the parts store, and I also go pick up some wire to completely get rid of these alligator clips. But the battery is now behind the passenger seat, and everything is hooked up and working properly, and I even have this nice little strap to kind of hold the battery in place, even though it doesn't really do a good job at it. But yeah, I'm gonna go take it around the block for now. I need to fill it up with some more E85, and I need to grab some oil for it as well because it does burn quite a bit of oil. I mean, this is a junkyard motor with an unknown amount of miles on it, but it's still going strong. So yeah, figured I'd take the MR2 for a spin real quick, and I'm sure you guys would like to see some more fireballs out the exhaust. So figured I'd do that real quick. Filled up on that E85. Oh, guess I didn't get the button. So I just got back in the MR2, and there's really not much more I can do for tonight. because all the part stores are closed. It is getting pretty late out, but I figured it would be good to get this thing driving around a little bit because I haven't driven it for like a good couple weeks. It's just been kind of sitting. The battery almost died completely. I had to actually recharge it a little bit just to get it running again. But the junkyard motor's still holding up great. eBay Turbo's still doing just fine as well, still making plenty of power. I did do one pull from a dig on the street, and it's going into gear perfect. It feels really great, so hopefully that will be good for the track, which will be coming up this next week for test and tune. So I do plan on taking it, and hopefully we'll be able to run a better time than a 14-second pass now that the shift cables are working right. But yeah, also with that being said, I do plan on building the motor for this thing pretty soon, and I was going to ask if any of you guys have a stock K24 crank. Let me know. I'm willing to buy one if you guys can ship it out or whatever. Just message me on my Instagram. My personal one is snapscooter. I'll put it in this video right now. I don't have access to the Boosted Boys Instagram at the moment, but yeah, I do want to get a crank for this thing, because once I get a crank, I'll be able to order rods and pistons and start getting the motor put together, because I do have the block already. It's right here, the CSS Preston block guard on that block right there, so that thing should be able to hold plenty of power. But yeah, so let me know if any of you guys do have a crank. I would like to buy one. With that being said, I think that's gonna be it for tonight. Sorry if this video didn't have too much really happening in it. All I really did today was get that battery relocated in the MR2. But pretty much just a quick update video. I do want to do some more work on this thing very soon, and I will be getting parts for the turbo minivan here hopefully soon as well, because that is still happening. I haven't talked about that thing in a while as well, but we'll get into that once I finally get the parts I've been waiting on in for that thing. But yeah, it's gonna be it for tonight, guys. So thanks for watching.